The sea's an amazing place. It's very resilient, but obviously with some of this level of activity that we're getting, you just can't cope with that.
When you think to yourself, do I go out there, don't I, don't I, what do I do? It's the mental part of it as well that is taking its toll on some of us. We can't see this harbour being here in 5-10 years, not for fishing boats.
If something doesn't happen quite soon, I just think we'll lose the whole fleet, you know. I don't think it's a matter of like even the strongest will survive. I don't think anybody will survive.
Fishermen care deeply about nature, you know, good fishermen do anyway, and that they feel part of it. With that love of the sea, you build a deep responsibility for fishing and for what you're doing with the sea. That's why, for what we do and what these large ships do, it's completely at odds.
Well, it's a way of life. We fish sustainably for generations, and unfortunately the larger commercial sector takes a lion's share.
When we get out to sea, we're coming across 40-metre vessels, 100-metre vessels. We can't compete with the large factory ships and the fly shooters. At the end of the day, they won't be able to compete with themselves, because if they carry on as they are, there'll be nothing left.
I mean, the amount of fish and shellfish that we take out is just pales into insignificance compared with what you know, these bigger ships and that are taking out.
What we do, we only scratch the surface. What they do is take the surface away.
The NFFO is the National Federation of Fishermen's Organisations.
I don't feel that we ever had a lot of support in recent years from the NFFO. They will say they represented us, but it turned away from small boat fishers. It concentrated on the producer organisation.
The fishing vessels we're talking about are mostly on the board of the NFFO. And so how can they be independently scrutinised by the industry if they're part of it?
We were all keen to get sort of Brexit done, and we were promised everything that would make a difference to us, but unfortunately, you know, none of the promises that were made to us were ever carried out.
There is an urgency to get something done in this channel before the fly shooting does exactly the same as what the pulse beaming did for the east coast and southeast corner, and wipe it out. You look at the Thames, parts of North Kent and that, there's no boats there now. They've gone.
I would like to see all industrial fishing stopped, and most fishermen would, to give the species a chance. I mean, all species should have at least one opportunity to breed.
There's only a finite resource of fish there. We can't all catch it. Why not let the sustainable sector of the industry catch a fair share of that fish instead of taking it before it ever gets to us?
We're desperate for change. If we get these marine protected areas and we get a fisheries management plan that stops the overfishing in the other areas and protects coastal communities like here in Newhaven, that's what we need desperately.